Today, most Palestinians live in Gaza and the West Bank. The name Gaza has been in use since ancient times, but how about West Bank? West Bank to what? It simply means the west of Jordan. The name makes sense only from the perspective of the Kingdom of Jordan. In fact, after the end of the First Arab-Israeli War in 1948, the area was annexed to Jordan. It was named as the West Bank or Cisjordan. The other side of the Jordan was actually called as East Jordan or Transjordan. Have you ever wondered what was the prior name of the West Bank before the annexation and renaming by the Jordanians? To answer this question, we need to go to the United Nations Partition Plan of 1947. This is what it says. The boundary of the hill country of Samaria and Judea starts on the Jordan River, and it goes on. The resolution designated the same territory as the hill country of Samaria and Judea. Yes, you heard it right. The former name of West Bank was Samaria and Judea. By this renaming, Jordan has effectively made an attempt to erase the Jewish identity from the region. The names such as Jew, Judah, and Judea are very ancient. Besides the biblical references, we have several credible archaeological references that attest to Judah and Judea as the land of the Jews since antiquity. So in this video, I will present a brief overview of the term Jew and Judea from the Bible and then quickly move on to list 7 important archaeological discoveries from the Neo-Assyrian, Neo-Babylonian, Persian, Achaemenid, and Roman periods. Welcome to Rian Inscription YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe and support our work. Check out our other videos and recent series. Now let's get on with the video. In the Bible, the name of the fourth son of Jacob was Judah. His descendants were known as the tribe of Judah. They settled in this ancient land of Canaan and established their kingdom. Around the 10th century BC, they had one of their famous kings, King David, from the tribe of Judah. Soon after David and Solomon, the kingdom split into two. The southern kingdom was known as the Kingdom of Judah. The Assyrians exiled and captured the northern kingdom in 722 BC. But however, the Kingdom of Judah continued to survive till its fall to the Neo-Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar in the year 587 BC. Kingdom of Judah ceased to exist at that point, and it was turned into one of the districts or provinces under the Neo-Babylonian Empire. After the fall of Jerusalem in 587 BC, the ancient Kingdom of Judah was incorporated into the Neo-Babylonian Empire, and it was called as the District of Judah. And Persians continued the same name, and Romans, they took the same name as well. In the Greek and Roman times, the name Judea was in use. Now, that's exactly the name we find in the Gospels and in the book of Acts. We see Judea has been used as one of the 3 provinces under Roman occupation in the 1st century when Jesus lived: Judea, Samaria, and Galilee. Also, the term Jew, it occurs 74 times in the Hebrew Bible. The plural Jews, Yehudim, first appears in 2 Kings chapter 16, verse 6. At that time, Rezin, king of Syria, recovered Elath to Syria and drove the Jews from Elath. In Esther chapter 2, verses 5 and 6, the name Jew has a generic sense. In this case, it's referring to a man from the tribe of Benjamin. There was a certain Jew in Shushan, the castle, whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, a Benjamite. So in summary, the word Jew went through some interesting semantic permutations along with the name Judah and Judea. A Jew was a member of the tribe of Judah. A Jew was a member of the southern kingdom of Judah. That was the ancestral tribal inheritance allotted to the tribe of Judah. Later on, a Jew became a generic reference. In the 1st century, a Jew could refer to someone from the province of Judea. In the rest of the episode, I would like to present 7 important archaeological discoveries that shed light on the ancient kingdom of Judah, the Persian district of Yehud or Judah, and later the Roman province of Judea. Now let's go over them one by one. I would like to first present 2 Neo-Assyrian inscriptions from the period of 8th and 7th century BC, respectively. The first one is Kalhu Palace Summary Inscription 7. It's also known as Nimrod Tablet K3751 from 8th century BC. The inscription was found in 1873 in the ancient city of Nimrod in Iraq. This inscription was written on 2 pieces of a clay tablet. The date of writing was 733 BC during the reign of the Neo-Assyrian king Tiglath-Pileser III. Currently, this inscription is kept in the British Museum in London. What does this actually say? Here is a text of the inscription. I will read only the highlighted portions. Those who want to read the full text of the inscription, please check on the links in the description. In all the foreign lands that I received the payment of, Sanipu of the land of Bit Ammon, Salamanu of the land of Moab, Mitniti of the land of Ashkelon, Jehoahaz of the land of Judah, and Koz Melaka of the land of Edom, and so on. This Assyrian inscription is very important because it contains the first known archaeological reference to Judah. The inscription also mentions other neighboring regions of Judah as Ammon, Moab, Ashkelon, Edom, Gaza, and so on. These are the regions from which the Assyrian king Tiglath-Pileser received tribute. Geographically, this places the land of Judah in the same place where the current state of Israel is now located. This also corroborates well with the biblical history that Ahab, king of Judah, paid tribute to Tiglath-Pileser III, inviting him to fight against his enemies. Later, Ahaz himself went and met the Assyrian monarch Tiglath-Pileser in Damascus. You can read about it in 2 Kings chapter 16, particularly from verses 7 to 10. A second archaeological reference, it comes from Sagars Prism from 7th century BC. A 6-sided baked clay prism was found in the ancient Assyrian capital of Nineveh in 1830. It contains the annals of the Assyrian king Sennacherib, who ruled from 705 to 681 BC. The date of writing is 690 BC. It contains 6 paragraphs written in the ancient Akkadian language. Colonel R. Taylor, a collector of ancient artifacts, he acquired this prism first. Later, the British Museum bought it in 1885. It is also referred as the Taylor Prism. It is currently kept in the British Museum in London. 2 other copies of the prism were also found in different places, and they have identical texts. What does this Sennacherib prism actually say? The text is pretty long. It contains 6 paragraphs of cuneiform written in Akkadian language. For our study, column 3 is crucial. That's where we find the reference to Hezekiah, the king of Judah, in the 7th century BC. I will read only the highlighted portion. Again, link to the full text in the description below. The citizens who sinned and treated Assyria lightly, I counted as spoil. The rest of them who are not guilty of sin and contempt, for whom there was no punishment, I spoke their pardon. As for Hezekiah the Jew, who did not submit to my yoke, 46 of his strong walled cities, as well as the small cities in their neighborhood, which were without number, by leveling with battering rams and by bringing up siege engines, by attacking and storming on foot, by mines, tunnels, and breaches, I besieged and took those cities. 200,000, 150 people, great and small, male and female, horses, mules, asses, camels, cattle, and sheep without number, I brought away from them and counted as spoil. Now, himself, like a caged bird, I shut up in Jerusalem, his royal city. Here the Assyrian king Sennacherib boasts about his incursion into the land of Judea, where he devastated the entire region. He destroyed 46 cities of Judah, but he did not capture the city of Jerusalem, but he only laid siege against it. Himself, like a caged bird, I shut up in Jerusalem, his royal city. The Annals of Sennacherib makes clear reference to a few facts. First, there was a Jewish kingdom that Sennacherib fought against. Its royal capital was Jerusalem. The king himself was referred by Sennacherib as Hezekiah the Jew. The place of this Jewish kingdom was in the same place where the current Jewish state of Israel is located, because Jerusalem was the capital of Hezekiah, according to the inscription. Now let's turn our attention to two Neo-Babylonian inscriptions from 6th century BC. Let's look at them one by one. The first one is Nebuchadnezzar Chronicles from 6th century BC. Now, there are about 45 clay tablets that recorded the ancient Babylonian history. We call all of them together as Babylonian Chronicles, and one of them is known as the Nebuchadnezzar Chronicle. It is also known as the Jerusalem Chronicle. So this clay tablet contains a description of the first 11 years of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar II. The tablet details Nebuchadnezzar's military campaigns and has been interpreted to refer to both the Battle of Carchemish and the siege of Jerusalem in 597 BC. All these clay tablets are kept in the British Museum in London. So what does this Nebuchadnezzar's Chronicle say? Here is the original text from the tablet. In the 7th year of Nebuchadnezzar, in the month of Kislev, that is November to December, the king of Babylon assembled his army, and after he had invaded the land of Hatti, which is Turkey and Syria, he laid siege to the city of Judah. On the 2nd day of the month of Adar, which is 16th of March, he conquered the city and took the king prisoner. He installed in his place a king, Zedekiah, of his own choice, and after he had received rich tribute, he sent forth to Babylon. What is the significance of Nebuchadnezzar Chronicles? The Nebuchadnezzar Chronicles, it refers to the Battle of Carchemish in 605 and later invasion into Judah in 597 BC. It does not refer to Jerusalem directly, but mentions city of Lahudu, which is the city of Judah. But we can deduce, because this city, when he conquered the city, he took the king prisoner. So it was not just any city, it was a royal city, the capital city. We know the capital of Judah was Jerusalem. These historical events where Nebuchadnezzar laid siege to Jerusalem and replaced the king of Judah are recorded in the Bible in 2 Kings chapter 24, verses 10 to 16. Now let's move on to the second Neo-Babylonian inscription, Jehoiakim's Ration inscription from the 6th century BC. This small piece of clay inscription was found in the ancient city of Babylon in Iraq. During the archaeological excavation led by German archaeologist Robert Johann Goldwey, a German archaeologist, between 1899 to 1917. Now, he found a collection of clay tablets that were official Babylonian administrative documents recording the monthly rations of oil, barley, and spices for royal prisoners and skilled laborers. So this inscription is currently kept in Pergamon Museum in Berlin. What does it actually say? This inscription mentions about the royal portion allotted to the king of Judah during his exile in Babylon. So here is the original text. So this is the original inscription, and here is the proper wordings. 10 shilla of oil to Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and to the sons of the king. What is the significance of Jehoiakim's ration inscription? This ration inscription is in fact a continuation of the Nebuchadnezzar Chronicle inscription. If you can recall, Nebuchadnezzar Chronicles tells us that he removed the king of Judah and appointed a new king. So what did he do with the first king? He exiled the deposed king Jehoiakim to his own royal capital city, Babylon. Jehoiakim lived in Babylon in exile rest of his life. This ration inscription, it tells us about the food allotment to Jehoiakim, the king of Judah, in his exile in Babylon. If you read the full inscription, it also mentions two other kings who were exiled to Babylon. They were the king of Lydia and the king of Ashkelon. And they also received ration allotments from the Babylonian king. Why are there several kings in Babylon, right? Historically, Assyrians and Babylonians, they practiced the policy of mass deportation and dispossession to subjugate a conquered nation. They would take the royals and elites of a vanquished society to their capital and train them in Babylonian culture and traditions. This correlates well with the ration inscription of Jehoiakim. If you would like to read further on this, here are some references. Nadav Naaman's Ancient Israel and its Neighbors Interaction and Counter-Interaction. Tero Alstola's book, Judeans in Babylonia, a study of deportees in the 6th and 5th century BCE. Also, this ration inscription corroborates well with the biblical information. 2 Kings chapter 25, verses 27 to 30. The biblical historian notes that the son of Nebuchadnezzar gave the king of Judah regular food allotments. 2 Kings 25:30, it says, and his allowance was a continual allowance given him of the king at daily rate for every day, all the days of his life. That's a fantastic correlation we have with archaeology corroborating well with secular history and affirming the historical accuracy of the biblical account. Let's move on to the Persian numismatic evidence or coin evidence from 4th century BC. Now, Neo-Babylonians under Nebuchadnezzar, they captured Jerusalem in 587 BC. And that was the end of the kingdom of Judah. So Babylonians renamed the kingdom of Judah Ehud Medinata, the administrative district of Judah. So after the fall of the Neo-Babylonian Empire in 539 BC to Cyrus, the Ehud region came under the rule of the Persian Achaemenid Empire. Achaemenids divided their empires into satraps. In modern terms, it will be equivalent to a large state or a province. The land of Israel was brought under a fifth satrapy of Aber-Nari. Aber-Nari means beyond the river or across the river, perhaps referring to the region beyond the Euphrates River. The satrapy of Aber-Nari also included the lands of Moab, Ammon, Samaria, Ashdod, Idumea, Ehud, which is Judah. So during the Persian era, Ehud Medinata, or the administrative district of Judah, it was an autonomous district with considerable political freedom, yet under the larger Persian Empire. Now, I would like to highlight about the coins from this period. We call them Ehud coins. So during the Persian era, in the 6th century BC, coins were first introduced into this region. While the initial coins were in Greek and Phoenician, over time, the local coins were also minted. Now, look at these tiny coins. It was issued by the provincial administration of Ehud. It bears the name of the province as Ehud or Judah. So here we have a lily which represents the city of Jerusalem, and then we also have a falcon also referencing to Judah. And then you have this, look at this legend, we have the reference YHD or Yahud. There are several of these coins which mentions this YHD in its legend or Yehud. Here are some of the examples of the Yehud coins. So the study of ancient coins, we call it numismatics, it's an important part of archaeology. This numismatic or coin evidence clearly states that the district of Judah or Yehud continued to exist during the Persian era with significant autonomy, issuing even its own coins. So these Yehud coins were minted until the end of the Ptolemaic era. I would like to highlight two Roman era inscriptions that refer to the name Judea. The first one is the Pilate stone from 1st century AD. Pontius Pilate was a Roman governor of the province of Judah between AD 26 to 36. The Christian Bible or the Christian Gospels make repeated reference to Pilate, but no other historical or archaeological records were found until 1961. So in the ancient site of Caesarea, an inscription was found on a limestone block that mentioned the name Pilate along with Judea. So the Pilate stone is dated to the period when Pilate was the governor of Judea, that is between AD 26 to 36. Currently, this is kept in the Israel Museum in Jerusalem. So what does this actually say? It was a fragment of a dedicatory inscription of a building or a temple that was constructed in honor of the Roman Emperor Tiberius. Here is the original text in Latin and its English translation. To the divine Augusti, this Tiberium, Pontius Pilate, prefect of Judea, has dedicated this. Now look at this third line, Prefectus Judaeae, or prefect of Judea, or governor of Judea. So what is its significance? This inscription is significant for two reasons. It mentions Pontius Pilate, thus proving the historicity of his existence and his role in the crucifixion narrative in the Gospels. Another significant reason why this is important is its reference to Judea. Pilate is referred here, Prefectus Judea, governor of Judea. This establishes that in the 1st century, this region of Judea was under the control of Rome. Here, Judea refers to the same region in and around Jerusalem in the current state of Israel. This is the same region the Jordanians renamed as the West Bank. Now, the second reference to Judea is found in another Roman era inscription. It's very recently found in 2016. Tel Dor inscription, 2nd century AD. Tel Dor is an archaeological site in the Mediterranean coast. It was an ancient Roman harbor. In January 2016, divers with the University of Haifa Archaeology Department, they discovered a statue base bearing a Roman inscription in the Mediterranean Sea close to Tel Dor. The stone slab is 1,900 years old, and it was uncovered in 1.5 meter depth after a storm shifted the seabed of the Bay of Dor. It is currently on display in Haifa University Library. So what does it actually say? Here is a text from the inscription. The city of Dor honors Marcus Pesius, governor of the province of Judea. The scholars reconstruct the inscription and then they read it as follows. The city of Dor honors Marcus Pesius, son of Publius, Silvanus Quintus, Cordius Gallus, Gargilius, Antiquus, governor of the province of Judea, as well as of the province of Syria, and patron of the city of Dor. So what is the significance of this finding? So this is a second inscription after the pilot stone that names Judea. This statue base found in the Bay of Dor confirmed that Gargilius Antiquus has been the governor of Judea shortly before the Bar Kokhba revolt, or the Second Jewish Revolt in the 2nd century AD. So he was the last Roman governor of Judea. After the Romans crushed the Second Jewish Revolt, they renamed the region, leaving its Jewish identity behind. Here is a quick summary. We have looked at Neo-Assyrian and Neo-Babylonian inscriptions, 4 of them in total. We have references to Judah, Jew, Jerusalem, and King of Judah. Next, we also seen the Yehud coins from the Persian era, Persian Achaemenid era. It tells us that the kingdom of Judah was renamed as the district of Yehud, or district of Judah. So Romans, they call this region Judea. The pilot stone and Tel Dor inscription, in fact, the reference to Samaria and Judea we see in the UN Charter of 1947 refers to this historic region. Here is my closing thought. We have traced these terms, Jew, Judah, and Judea, through various archaeological references. But Palestinian academics, what do they say about these archaeological findings? An article in the Jerusalem Post, this is what it says. Palestinian academics deny archaeological evidence of Jews in Israel. They view the Jews as colonists and occupiers who only arrived in 1948. The Jews claim that they were in Palestine 2,000 years ago. If you look at the history, we will see that they were not in Palestine in the past, but rather only as invaders less than 70 years ago. For these 70 years, they have been invaders like the Hyksos, the Byzantines, the Persians, and British and colonialism. Canaanite Palestinian people have since succeeded in defeating those invaders and continue to live in this land. That's a standard narrative by the Palestinian academics. And this is also the sentiment shared by common Palestinian population as well. It is this rejection of the ancient Jewish history that leads to the erasure of the names such as Judea and Samaria and renaming it as West Bank. We have seen different archaeological inscriptions from various time periods since antiquity. The name Jew and Judea are not cleverly crafted recent inventions, rather the names that have strong historical connections. Archaeological evidences exist as early as 9th century BC for the kingdom of Judah and Judea. That is some 2,800 years before our times, or 1,500 years before the Rashidun Caliphate's invasion of this region. I would like to reiterate what I said in the first episode. While affirming the Palestinian-Arab connection to the land, one must not deny the Jewish connection to the same land and vice versa. The ancient connection of Jews to Israel has to be objectively investigated and analyzed. It must not be rejected wholesale as a colonial propaganda without any proper clarification or explanations. Peace is the goal of everyone, but I think peace will be achieved when we embrace the historical experiences and realities of one another. In the next episode, we will cover the historical origin of the name Palestine and Palestinians from biblical and historical data. Thank you for checking out this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you can get notification whenever we post new videos. Please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. God bless you. Shalom.